Hello everyone and welcome to a special unboxing. Today we'll be unboxing my first Gemini 200 model here, the Delta Airlines A321 in the thank you livery. So yeah, this is my first Gemini 200 model here. I got this from My Hobby House because their prices are really cheap. I originally was trying to get the United D175 because it's, the logo of my channel and one of my favorite planes in the world. But they didn't have it in stock. I mean, it showed that it was in stock, but they messaged me and they said they didn't have it in stock. So, got this one instead because I've flown on this aircraft in real life from Boston to Minneapolis. And as it is the only special livery that I've flown on, I'm like, if you don't count the Sun Country Transavia hybrid livery, I did fly on that once, but this is the only proper special livery that I've flown on, so I figured this would probably be the best second option for a Gemini 200 model, and maybe I'll get like some other models, Gemini 200 models, like maybe United Express CRJs or something. I would like to get a United Gemini 200 model because, of course, they are my channel logo and everything, so maybe in the future, but for now, I'm not going to be an avid Gemini 200 collector by any means, because I have the 400 scale, and I don't really need to start a whole new scale of collecting. But we'll get the plastic bag out of here. Who needs that? Here is the box. This one does have little pin things, not one of the magnet ones. But it is kind of a special box, as it does have like all of this text, thank you text. On February 14th, 2020, Delta Airlines unveiled the Thank You Plan, a celebration of the record-breaking profit-sharing payouts to its employees. The plan includes the names of all 90,000 plus Delta employees at the end of 2019. Just less than 1 month later, the aviation industry was thrown into turmoil with the, I think I can say it now, COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. I'm not monetized anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Airlines went from record profits to losing millions per day. How about that? For Delta, the thank you plan has become an unofficial motivator to keep moving forward. Pretty interesting. But yeah, other than that, it's just a standard Gemini 200 block, so it is in black with the gold lettering around it. So you got the aircraft here. They're on both sides, and Airbus A321, Gemini 200, and all that. And then on the back, so here's all the information on the back, pretty much the same as the 1/400 scale models. I wonder what the age is though. It's also 14 years on here. Okay. Yeah, we'll get this guy out of the thing here. So these open up like this. I'm sure probably many of you already know how the Gemini 200 stuff works. I'm just going over it all because this is the first time I've done an unboxing for Gemini 200 on my channel. But we have our little stinky stand in here, which I'm not going to be supporting this model on because I know they're not the best stands. I don't trust these very much, but we'll put it together here just to show you what it looks like, but I wouldn't really recommend using them to put models on. But here's the stand. As you can see, does not really look very stable, but it does come with that, so that's kind of nice. We'll get the top plastic, or not plastic, but the top piece of foam off here. And here's the model inside. You got the little plastic thing up there. And then work on getting this guy out here. Got the bottom plastic stuck on the model. I'm going to have to put the camera down here for a second to get this off. And we'll just get the box out of here as well. We can start with the review of the model proper. So here we go. Wow, this looks incredible. Of course, I've seen the Gemini 200 stuff multiple times as I work at DG Pilot, and one of the things you have to do is inspect models and stuff. So I have, I've held and seen a bunch of 1/200 scale models, but this is the first time I've actually owned one, and it's just different. Yeah, this looks amazing. So I have my trusty little pen thing here, so we'll get the review started. So we have our cockpit windows up here, complete with detail for the windshield wipers, and the nose cone also has detail for it. I'm guessing that's probably the same with 1/400 scale models. They have that same detail, or at least the Airbus A321s. Dedicated to the world's best employees and customers, right there under the windscreen. We have all the little details here that are much more visible on the Gemini200 stuff than on the 400 scale stuff. But I don't know what they all are, unfortunately. But there is very nice detail on the side of the aircraft. I mean, that's way more than what you're going to get on a 1/400 scale model. We do have a nose gear here, which does tilt, or well, not tilt, but it turns. So that's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice detail right there. I like to see it. It does roll really nice, better than the 400 scale models, which I guess is unsurprising, but they did a good job with rolling gear on this one. I have a SkyTeam logo right there. Here is the L1 boarding door. And then this sticker here, which I don't remember what it is, but I think it's like something with SkyTeam partners maybe. I'm not quite sure, but you do see it there on the Delta aircraft. We have the Delta logo, of course, up here, looking very nice. And then we have a little window cutout thing for the emergency responders if this were to catch fire or something. And then, of course, we have the thank you billboard titles. Now, they don't give like an illusion that there are actually names written down. I mean, I find it really difficult to put 90,000 names on I guess 45,000. I'm guessing it's 45,000 on each side, but I feel like that'd be difficult to do in a model. NG kind of did it with their American A321 Stand Up to Cancer. Although I don't think they wrote the actual names, you can kind of, they give the illusion that there are separate names on there. Gemini didn't do that with this one. I don't really blame them because I feel like that'd be really difficult to do on even a 200 scale model. Like, I feel like you'd at least need a 100 scale model or larger to be able to actually, like, even give the illusion that there are names written down on here, because there are just so many. I mean, I wrote on the plane, I mean, I saw it from the outside, and you couldn't really tell. It just looked like block letter thank you. So, you know, I don't blame them for not including all the tiny nuanced details, but that is what it looks like on the actual aircraft. We have our engines and main gear down there, which of course roll very well. Here is the sharklet, and I can just take a look at the wing as well, and all the good details on the wing. I'm going to do a very thorough review of this because I've never done a 200 scale review on the channel, so might as well. I mean, I'm just blown away at how spectacular this looks. Like, I expected it to be really good, and I mean, it did not fail to disappoint. It exceeds my expectations. It's really cool. I'd love for them to re-release a United Express UN75. I would probably get that. I don't care. It would be more expensive. I guess they would eventually get it at my hobby house and I can get it for a cheaper price. But I don't know. My experience with them wasn't very good this past time. We have the American flag there, registration November 391 at Delta November. And then we have the tail, of course. Looking very beautiful right there. We also have a fleet number on top of the tail. Vertical stabilizer. If you want to get technical about it. Of course, we have our aerials up here, and then the 3D beacon, which is a feature on the Gemini200 models. And also on Aviation 400, 777 at least. So, you know, gotta appreciate that. Take some closer look here at the landing gear. So we have, again, fleet number on the landing gear. Then we have the red part, which means you can't tilt the gear when pushing it back. You can't put it past there. Thanks for teaching me that, Citrus Aviation. We also have the different antennae on the bottom, looking very nice. And of course, well, we have our beacon there on the D, and then the Delta belly. I zoomed in a little bit here. I'll zoom out just a tad. You have the Delta belly, Gemini Jet's logo right there. But who cares about that? The Delta belly looks so much better. And a more antennae, of course, on the bottom. Yeah, that's pretty much it here with this model, but it looks super spectacular. Of course, there are a ton of details that I can't get on this, because this model is so detailed. I guess we can move further back here to like the APU and stuff, but pretty standard details there. I wouldn't expect them to put, like, I mean, that makes sense. There's a little bit extra detail here on the 1.4 I just got, but there's not a lot of detail back there anyways on, you know, actual aircraft, so I think they detailed that part appropriately. Yeah, that's about it here for the review. Very happy with this model, very happy to have it. I think this is the best choice if I didn't go with the United Express UN-75, because well, I have flown on this aircraft in real life, and as it is the only special livery that I've flown on to date, if you don't include the Sun Country Transavia hybrid livery, which I don't really know if I want to include that or not, because it's not really a special livery, but it is a rare aircraft to fly on, I guess, you know, a hybrid livery. But yeah, I think this is very nice aircraft here, and I think Gemini200 did a phenomenal job on this one. Yeah, no complaints from me. I will not be putting it on the stand, though. The stands, at least for these narrow body releases, it's the dinky stand like that, those should probably be improved. On the larger aircraft, they do provide like stands with a wooden base, or, you know, more sturdy, proper stands, and I'd rather use those than it's not wire, but basically a wire stand. Yeah, that's pretty much it here for the reviews. Hope you all enjoyed it. This would be a nice display piece. Probably not going to use this in any airport updates, of course, because it doesn't pertain to the scale that I collect, so I don't know why I would use it in an airport update, but it will appear in the collection videos, of course, and it will be a very nice possession to have here, one of my prized models. So yeah, that's about it for this review. Thank you all for checking it out, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.